Hello everyone. I'd like to share a project that I made before going on holidays. I was away for 2 weeks, and it's a lap book inspired by Lorna Taylor from Taylor Made Journals on YouTube. Hers was made with Edith Holden Books, which is absolutely fabulous. And there's also Nick the Booksmith also made a lap book that is quite nice. I was hoping to work with a pattern, and I was going to work before I made journals. I made mini albums, and Kathy Orta King has beautiful patterns, and I was hoping to work with the all occasion mini album pattern. And when I went to look for it in my craft closet, I found a pattern for the Lap Book 3, which I've had for 5 years and forgot I had. But when I started working with it, there's no video and I got lost. So I used Kathy Orta King's tutorial on YouTube for her lap book too. I sized it the way I want it, and the cover is different. The cover is different from the one Kathy Orta did. I wanted the hardcover. So it's two. So really, it's two books. It's two books that measure 6.5 wide, 8 and 3/4 inches high, 1.5 inch spine each. Here's the back, and the combined spine measures 3.25 inches. It's hardcover. I've used 95% Tim Holtz papers and embellishments. Here, this plate has "Find Joy in the Ordinary" from his word collection. I used Wallflower paper stash, Memoranda paper stash, and the Vellum paper stash. Some digitals from Mirage, Botanical sketches, Taylor Made Journals, her Wildflowers, and the Booksmith shop, her labels. There's 134 original ephemera pieces. Some are antique, some are vintage, some from my stash, and some from my Etsy shop. I'm also going to add, while I was away on holidays, I purchased this awesome book. It's the New Plant Analysis. The copyright is 1892. All the botanical terms, the arrangement of botanical terms for identifying plants, and then the order of description, which is like the root, the stem, leaves, flowers, and so on. The first entry is here for a peach tree, and it was in Gothenburg. There's no state, but I think it's in Nebraska. And the first entry was April 26, 1898. And there's a few entries like the peach, the buffalo currant, the blue violet, the red cherry, and it goes on like this. And it's just, there's only 31 entries. The rest are all blank pages, and I will add one of those pages to this lap book. So when you open it up, when open in total, it's 33.5 inches wide. I can't show you on camera. I'll start with the first section, and now there's no stitching. I did the hidden hinge method from Kathy Orta King's tutorial, and I've used vintage file folder holders that I've had for quite a while and never used. So inside the front cover, here I made 2 tabs, and with this index card tabs. These are from these are dies from Tim Holtz. So there's tab number 1, tab number 2, and tab number 3. Here are some library cards from my Etsy shop. Well, no, sorry, not this one. This one is a Spanish library borrower's card. This one is the magazine borrower's card and the library borrower's card. And here are some vintage catalog cards that I've included here. In the first section, it's this envelope, and inside I have some. This is a vintage airmail envelope, just a recycled paper envelope. Sorry about the. There's a lot of shadow. This comes from it's an AliExpress envelope. So that's one section here. Inside here, this is from my 1907. Yeah, this is from a 1907 ledger. A company from New York that sells windows, doors, and I've included a full page where there are entries. You can see paid January 28, 1909. So one side it has entries and the other side is blank, so that it can be cut up and included in a journal. That goes inside here. I'm not going to play with that. There we go. So in the back here, I have a vintage Santa Fe, a treating plant that has to do with the railway. I'd like to be able to, oh, there it is, it's longer than, I'd like to be able to get rid of that, that shadow. Here's a couple of pockets. These are Tim Holtz, I'm sorry, these are Tim Holtz tags. This I did some fussy cutting with some of the paper. I'm really having a hard time this morning. There we go. Also, this is from a Tim Holtz collection. And over here is magnet closure. And inside I have a little notebook with a pen nib. This is also a die from a Tim Holtz. And I just put some blank paper, and here I've added a couple of little labels here. So it goes in that pocket, and it has a magnet closure. Here again some Tim Holtz ephemera. Am I in frame? Yeah. This opens up. Slide. Here is a glassine bag and just another little notebook with different types of paper. And here's a bag from my Etsy shop with some journaling cards. Some just a journaling that goes in there. Here again are some journaling cards from the Tim Holtz collection, and this is from his packaging, which I love, his type of packaging. Here's a vintage envelope. It's empty. I just like that when it was stacked, there's rust, which must have been moist at one time. Did some fussy cutting. Again, it's Lorna Taylor flowers. I think it was Wildflowers. Okay, and then some stamping there. Over on this section, this is a Tim Holtz. You open this up, and it's just a variety of tickets. I won't take them all out, but it's just a collection of tickets. Here are some vintage postcards. This one is from Lincoln Park, Chicago. This is from Massachusetts. And this one is dated 1906. It was sent from Massachusetts to Moncton, New Brunswick, Canada. This one has nothing written on it. Inside here, in this pocket, glassine bags, and I've used the negatives to make some journaling cards. And also the bags can be used to add some other pieces of ephemera. And the back here opens up, and again, Tim Holtz. Here is that vellum, and inside here are ephemera pieces from Tim Holtz, a variety of his ephemera, flowers. Here are some I never know the name of these, and these are individual flowers. I'll do that later. So this is the first lap book. Let me move this over. Sorry, there. The next section, it opens up. Here there is a glassine envelope and some, oh dear, I'll never get them. There's flashcards in there. Back here is a journaling card. Inside here is other, I just made some journaling cards from the paper collection. Here are vintage ledger account books for farmers. And this one opens up like that. This one is much bigger. Again, to feed other livestock, potatoes, small fruit and orchard, other crops. It's very interesting. There you go. Here, this opens up, and inside here, I made a little notepad. This is from, again, some Tim Holtz merchandise. And this is vintage stenographer's paper. Goes in this front pocket here. Now this flips down. We'll be able to, again, from some Tim Holtz. I made a little card from a Tim Holtz packaging. In this little glassine envelope is a tag, is a key tag. Oops, I'm really not in key tag. Up here, I have an extra button envelope. It's empty. In this little envelope here, it's a number 7 charm from Tim Holtz. Also another ledger that I just got recently, which I just love. It's the Golden Dale Milling Company. Oats flour, rolled barley, some wheat. Love the size of it. Love the color of it. It's that light gray and pink. Here's the cash, debit, credit. And I've also included a page with entries with the beautiful handwriting, wheat, brand, expense, all the entries, labor. Interesting stuff. Love it. Now, over here. So that's that part there. And over here, got some stuff there. Okay. Here are some vintage tags. Inspection department tag, do not remove, hold. Here is a still for a still, oh dear, I want to say it. A repair tag. And here is a spice tag with different types of spices. This is Tim Holtz, these little numbers here. So you open this up, and inside this one I have some a collection of labels to be used in a journal. And in this one here I have some paper clips. This one here, I have a collection of tabs from the Tim Holtz that I punched on the Tim Holtz paper collection. And here are some more paper clips in the arrow shape. There you go. So that's that one there. This one here, again with a magnet closure, are two invoices. One dated from 1934. This one is from 1909. And there's a flinch playing card. There's a pocket here. There's nothing in that one there. I'll have to move. I'm running out of space. There's some fussy cutting on the front of this page here. So in here I have a belly band, and I've included some vintage ledger paper. And these two sizes here. And I just recently, if I can scoot over here for a second, sorry. Sorry about that. While away on vacation, again, I received this small one here, and I'll include a page with that. And inside here, these are those vellum envelopes from Tim Holtz. A little bit of stamping, one of his words. And inside is a couple of journaling cards from Tim Holtz. Same as this one here. This one says travel. A couple of little journaling cards. Then you remove this here and it flips out. And here I have some it's a French postcard from 1910. It's European. I know it's October 2nd, 1913. And here's from 1923 from New Orleans to Florida, requesting some bonds. And here is a vintage envelope with a, the lining is with some, it's really neat. I think this is from 1920. I just love the handwriting. It's from Marseille. And then when you flip this over and you open this up, it's a lot of, and you open this up, and here I have some repair tag. These are all from my Etsy shop. Repair tag. I'm sorry, not this one. This is a library research. This is a vintage bank deposit card. The alteration tag, layaway tag. This is the periodical record keeping card. So this all ties back up. Here in this pocket, this is from Tim Holtz, this attachment here. And here I have a little feather, and it says Discover. And it fits in this little pocket. In here I have some, I don't know what these are called. There's a name for these. These are vintage. They fit in here. Inside here, I have a little pencil case that I made with the vintage hanging file folders and these neat pencils with some, it's really neat. I hope there's no glare. That fits in there. And here are some journaling cards. There. So there's 2 of those. If I can get them back in there. That flips open. Life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And again, there's a journaling card inside. I'll try to move it over here. There's also a journaling card in here. And also here. Journaling card. Lots of room here to journal. So there it is. This is the version of my version of a lap book. And if you have any questions, please ask away. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.